Guys, I can never get over this Florida weather, but sometimes that glare is crazy, so I have to lower the blinds. But anyway, today was a good day, guys. Welcome back to another vlog. It's your girl SIMPLEFX, your favorite female trader. Today was a very, 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 very good day. We haven't seen volume like this in a couple months. I want to say probably since maybe February or March of this year is the last time we saw like some really, really good volume that played out today. So what I've come to realize is I don't know what's going on with the markets now with the way the conditions are currently. It's kind of wishy-washy. It's good for the most part because there are a lot more setups than they were over the summer. But if you have a good strategy that you're able to, and not just one, like you're able to adapt to the way the markets are shifting and moving around, all you need is volume. That's really all you need is for your setup to move for you when you're in it, and you'll be good to go. Okay, so we got some really good volume today. I'm gonna go over the trade that netted me, well, the one trade that I took today that got me about what 25 26K today, almost 30 on that one trade. But I did take another trade after that. I'm not going to show the second trade. I'm just going to show the first one because that one pretty much covers everything I did for the second one anyway. It was on gold. So let's get right into the setup that I caught. I'm going to give you guys a full breakdown on my analysis, my entry, exits, all of that good stuff. Also, the trade that I took today, I dropped inside my private member group. For those of you that trade with my broker, HankoX, I have a private group with members inside that group that get all of my trade setups anytime I trade. So if you want to be a part of that group, you'll have to use my affiliate link that's in the description box below. Sign up for an account. You have to deposit at least $500 to trade with. And once you have that, shoot me an email at charlenefxtrades@gmail. That's also in the description box below. And you'll get access into my group and be able to catch the same setups that I take with breakdowns, entries, explanations, all that good stuff for when I trade, so that you guys can copy me with the setups that I take. Also, I'm also doing an account build challenge now, and you can take part in that as well if you like, which is why I started with the 500, because that's where we are, or that's where we started with the account build. Okay. Also, the end of this video is going to feature a detailed tutorial on the brand new Hanko 3.0 that just released. So brand new version, brand new platform that I'm going to show you guys here, how to use it step by step to make sure you are well versed in all of the new features, all of the great new features that Hanko has been working on, and they're also working on some more stuff in the background as well to make the app and the platform work smoothly, work a lot better, and to make the user experience that much more enjoyable for all of our clients. So be on the lookout for that. If you need help with the new platform, the app, be sure to finish the rest of this video. And if you have any questions or comments, be sure to drop it in the description box below, or the comment section below, or shoot me a DM on Instagram at CharleneFX. All right, so let's get right on the charts, and I'm going to show you guys the setup that I caught today and how you can do the exact same thing, because with me, we keep trading simple. Let's get to it. All right, everybody, this is the brand new clean Hanko platform. Okay, very smooth, very clean. A lot of new features here that you're going to see how to use here. The way you can change your lot sizes, buying, selling options here, the buttons, trailing, how you can open a limit order right on your screen here, move your TP. You can see exactly how much your TP is going to be once it hits, how much you're willing to risk on the trade, or you can trade by percentages, all of that good stuff. Okay, so before I get into all of this stuff on the tutorial side, let's go over the trade that that netted me a bag today. Okay, let me take this off real quick so I don't accidentally open up anything. All right, so these are the trades. Okay, these are the two trades that I took today. I'm going to go over this first one here, which was the buys that we caught today on gold. Okay, so I'm going to redo everything on my chart here to show you guys the full and complete markup. All right, so here we are on gold. As I said on my last few videos, I always start my markups with marking off the previous daily high and the previous daily low, because we are trading within that daily zone, okay, as scalpers, okay? I am loving how gold is continuing to fly here. That's crazy. All this volume we're having, and it's damn near market about to close soon, and it's still pumping like that, which is nuts. All right, so if you held sidebar, if you held any of those buys today on gold, you are eating right now. So good stuff. All right, so let's mark off the high and the low. Now I was a little aggravated this morning because I missed out on the initial buy, which was I probably wouldn't have caught that second move. Well, caught the initial first move for me. If I would have caught that first push that we had this morning, that happened around 8:30 this morning. So we're gonna go over that as well, so I can show you guys how you guys could have caught it. Okay. And this breakout that we're seeing that's happening right now, that happened today, it wasn't really much of a surprise, because if you notice, we have been consolidating on the daily time frame here. So it was bound to happen. We were bound to get some sort of breakout here, because usually when you see consolidation, especially on a high time frame like the daily, a breakout is coming, okay? Especially if it's been consolidating for more than a couple days, okay? So if you notice and you look back, every time you see any type of mini consolidation area like you see here, there's always a big push and always a big breakout, okay? If you notice a repeat pattern happening, consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout. Okay, I sound like a broken record, right? Okay, because it's a pattern, happens all the time. The aggravating part about it though, guys, is during that time that it's consolidating, you don't really know when the breakout is coming, and you don't always know the direction that it's going to go in, because sometimes it does follow trend, sometimes it doesn't, it breaks structure, does its own thing. So you really have to follow through on your rules, your entry confirmations, to really give you that edge for you to be able to get in into the trades, and make sure that you're profitable. Okay, so on today's setup here, this is what I had marked off here. So we were in a little consolidation here. There was the high and the low of Tuesday's closure. Now, if you hop on over to the 4-hour time frame, you'll see that we have a resistance area that held that daily zone that we had marked off. Strong daily zone. Daily zones are strong already by itself, but when you have previous areas that tapped that zone and respected it, that gives you even more confirmation that, hey, this is a really strong area that you really want to pay attention to. And most likely when price approaches that area, if it is strong enough to break it, which means if it has enough volume to break that area, most likely it's going to fly. It may retest, it may not, you never really know. But for the most part, if it's able to break that area and you get a nice candle closure above that zone, most likely you're going to get a nice push. Can it come back down? Yeah. You still have to wait to see how price reacts to that zone before you make any type of trades or whatever. But for the most part, especially if you know gold, you know how it moves, you're going to get that almost all the time. Okay? Not all the time, but for the most part, yeah. When you're dealing with strong zones, strong what's the word I'm looking for? Just strong areas, strong zones, exhaustion zones, just zones that are constantly being respected, especially on high time frames. You want to pay attention to those areas, because those are in itself, those are entry confirmations by themselves, for the simple fact that they're so strong. Okay, so that's that. So this was the initial move that I missed. Okay, this move right here was crazy. When I woke up a little bit after my time. I think I was doing something and I wasn't paying attention. And at 8:30 we had a push. Now I went to see if we had some sort of news or something that today, or during that time I really didn't see much, anything crazy happening at 8:30. So I'm assuming this was just normal market movement and we just had a burst of volume. There might have been something that happened, I'm not aware, but from what I see, there really wasn't anything crazy to be like, oh, it's news or whatever. Let's, because I don't trade news, but I didn't see anything like that. Okay. So overnight, the markets was kind of just chilling, not really doing too much, right? Not making any lower lows, not making any higher highs. So you had kind of a mini zone right here where price took off from, and you had a zone at the daily area at the bottom there. Okay. So price was kind of ping ponging inside this area, making you kind of think that, hey, we might come down, right? Price might respect structure and come down, because if you see here, we have a high, lower high, boom. It's like price is continuing to trend down. So we come back and we respect these areas, most likely We're probably expecting price to come down, but it didn't. It pushed all the way up. So Charlene, how did you catch that setup? Well, for one, you got to know my strat. Okay, that's number one. But for the most part, guys, if you had this area marked off, yeah, it's easy, right? Oh, boom, there's the move right there on the 30-minute. But go down lower time frames, and try to get an idea of what happened. Now, here's the thing. Nobody's psychic, right? We can't like predict, oh, the price is just going to take off from here. We have no idea what price is going to do. Price could have easily just consolidated, did its own thing right here, and we wouldn't know nothing. But it took off here. But this candle here, bullish engulfing candle, not only on the lower time frames, but also on the higher time frames, big push. So bullish engulfing, completely breaking the last major high that was formed here. So what do you have? You still have a break of structure, okay? Because price was coming down and trending bearish. This previous area, this previous lower high here had not been broken until this candle took off here. Okay, so once that happened, what I would do is I'd mark off that high right there. Once price breaks that high, I'm looking for longs. Maybe not that high. I'm not holding a 400-point push, but stops are nice and tight below that area, and there's your price to push up and catch the volume to push up and keep your stops tight right below your entry area. That's one entry opportunity. The next entry opportunity would have been to go back to the higher time frames. Because here's the thing, when you're looking for your overall trend, when the day starts, when your trading day starts, you should be looking for the overall trend, right? Because the trend is your friend. So whichever way the market is going, that's where you want to go as well. So if your trend is like, hey, I'm looking for sells, then you should be marking off every high, every resistance, because that's where you should be looking to take your sells from a resistance area. If the market is going the other way, then you want to mark off your supports because you want to be looking to buy from the bottom of the market to take it on up because the market is going the other way. So what I would do here is wait for price to tap into my highs. I'm gonna make this a different color because it confuses me a little bit. So that's a high right there. And then I have my daily high. That's the last high. So really only two highs. 1, 2. And if you want, you can mark this off here. And you wait to see what price does when it taps those areas. So your first TP, if you were to catch the buy from here, your first TP should have been here. Should have been right here because it was the last major high that price formed before it pushed down. So now once price busted through here and pushed all the way through, it's like, hey, a lot of volume here, a lot of momentum pushing through. We have to wait to see what price does when it gets here. And same concept. Price breaks your high. You're looking for the continuation. Same as here. It broke your previous high or your next high. Same thing. You're looking for a price to push above, grab the momentum and push. Or if that's not your entry confirmation, you can wait on a retest. Okay, sorry guys. Cash is sleeping and he's snoring mad loud. So that's what you guys hear. Sorry guys. All right. He has to be in every room I'm in. Otherwise, he starts crying. All right. So if that's your entry confirmation, you grab it. Now, for my retest people, we didn't get no retest. We didn't get a retest here. We barely got a retest here. And that was my entry off this move here. Once price broke that daily zone, which was super strong, price, the next candle opened and pulled back. If you look at the 5-minute, 5-minute pulled back into below, back into the daily zone again. So this could have easily have gone back down, or if it breaks above, it pushes up. This is a secret to my trading, guys. I look for a specific zone where I need price to either respect or disrespect. And then I needed to either stay above that zone, and then I know I'm looking for buys, or stay below that zone and I'm looking for sells. Guys, that makes your trading so much easier. It makes your trading so much easier because at the end of the day, you're just looking for an overall direction. And when I say overall, doesn't mean overall for the whole day. It could be overall direction for that hour. It could be overall direction for that session. It could be overall direction for the 10 or 15 minutes that you hold the trade for. It really doesn't matter. But if you have a zone, and a valid zone, not just any zone that you just picked out of thin air. No, it has to be a valid zone that means something on the chart. Something that means a zone that means something on the high time frames and the lower time frames. If you can get that correlation, that is going to help to simplify how hard it is to look for a setup, where you take your entries and where you put your stop losses. Because guys, your entry areas are just as important as your stop loss, because they should be right next to each other. For my scalpers, I'm talking to my scalpers here. Your stop loss and your entry areas should be relatively close by, because as scalpers, we can't have no big ass stop losses anyway. Our stops have to be tight. Our margin for error is very small. So when you're looking for a place to enter a trade, first off, you have to know where you're getting out if you're wrong. If you're wrong about direction or you're wrong about timing. Because sometimes your direction could be right, but your timing could be off. And sometimes your direction could be off, but your timing is good and you were able to catch maybe a retracement, but it really wasn't going that way. It was just retracing to go the other way. So it could be either or, depending on how long you hold the trade for, where you get out. Okay. So that's what makes my trading that much simple, that much easy. Okay. I look for a simple area. So my area here is the daily. That's where price is. That's where I see price going to. That's where price went. How is it reacting here? If price never came to this high here, my next zone would have been here. It would have been here. I look for major zones, major areas where price either respected or did not respect. Because if price didn't respect that zone, that's not a valid zone, because price blew right through it. It really doesn't matter. But if price reacts to that area and it respects it, hey, that's something I kind of want to, pay attention to, because price obviously cannot break it. Or if it does break it, great. Now I got a trade opportunity. Okay. So once price came to my daily area here, all I was looking for is for price to either push up and stay above it or come down and stay below. Price pushed up into the daily area. I waited. Price pushed down, so much so I thought it was going to continue back down. I really wasn't sure what it was going to do. And once this candle pushed back up and closed back above this area, that's when I went ahead and looked for my buy continuations. And it moved so fast. I wasn't even trying to catch that many points, guys. Like, it moved fast as hell. And by the time I clicked enter or buys on my trading platform, I was already up like 4 or 5K within like that. That's how fast the volume was moving today, which was great, which was awesome, right? So that's why today I don't typically go for, big days like that. Those days, guys, these 20, 30K days are very few and far in between. I'm never really aiming for those numbers. Usually when I hit them, it's usually by accident. Like today was accidental, right? Because I wasn't aiming for that. I just happened to hold my trade longer than normal. And in a short amount of time, I was able to hit those numbers. In the same amount of time that I hit my normal numbers, I was able to hit these bigger numbers because we had so much more volume today than we do on any regular day. Okay, so that's the only difference. So don't think like, oh, she held her trade for 2, 3, 4 hours and that's why I was so big. No, I still held my trade for the same amount of time. And it just so happens the volume was just that much bigger today, which was awesome. And I kind of hope it stays that way, because that would be really nice. That'd be really cool. Okay. So guys, when you're coming to the charts, that's what you want to look for. Identify the trend. If the trend is bullish, you're looking for your supports, because you're looking for buys and you want to buy from a support. If your trend is bearish, mark off your resistance zones, because you're looking to sell from a high point, from a resistance. Then at those points, wait and see how price reacts when price gets to those areas, which is going to require you guys to be patient. Wait for price to come to those areas. Then when it comes to that area, wait to see how it reacts. And then you pivot on over to your entry confirmations. Am I a breakout entry person? Do I wait for a retest? Am I waiting? Do I take wick? I know a lot of people take wick entries. They don't wait for the candles to close, all of that kind of stuff. Whatever your type of style is. But to keep it simple, you mark off those zones. You wait to see how price reacts when it gets to those zones. Then you figure out, okay, if this is a valid zone, because your zone's got to be valid. Like I said, it can't just be some valid zone, some random zone. So if the market stays above a certain area, you're looking for buys. If it doesn't, respect that area and it disrespects it and it turns around and goes the other way, what's the only other way the market can go? Down. Market can only go one of two ways: up, down. And I don't even consider sideways a real direction, because sideways is consolidation. That's neutral. That's no direction. It's just moving sideways. The market only moves up and down. And when it moves sideways, to me, it's taking a break. It's taking a breather until it decides what it wants to do. Okay. So that was basically my trade, guys. Obviously, there's a little bit more to it. I don't want to divulge too much, but for the most part, this is what it is. Now, if you want my full strategy to understand exactly how I go from different time frames, what it is I'm looking for, how do I find my zones, all that good stuff, and all my entry stuff, obviously you have to be inside one of my private groups to gain access to that. My super strategy group will reopen again the 1st of next month. So September 1st, just make sure that you keep tabs on my YouTube channel and my Instagram, because I will be releasing the link to apply for you to get into my strategy group. So you'll have everything that I do, all the strategies that I use, how I keep my trading simple, and access to my private group that is active and busting with so many members who are constantly sharing their experiences, sharing their trades, sharing what works for them, what doesn't work. We have fun, we trade live, and we backtest, and we all remain students of the game and try to get better every single day, and we do it together as one, as a community. So if you're looking for a really cool community that you want to be a part of, which is, there's no monthly fee, there's nothing, that's a one-time fee, and you're in lifetime. So if you're interested in that, be ready on September 1st, and in the meantime, we'll see what happens with my other groups. And if you want to be part of my other groups, like my course, my beginner course, that's also linked in the description box below, and the private Hanko group, that's also listed below as well. All right, so that was that. So real quick, let me just do a quick recap for you guys. Okay, so you come to the chart. If I do a replay, come to the chart, find the trend. For instance, let's say we start here. Go to daily. Find your trend. What does the trend look like it's doing? Is it going down? Is it going up? Mark off the previous day high and the previous day low. Drop down time frames. Get an idea of what's happening there. Price broke above the high, started wicking and breaking below. At least you know above the high, most likely you're looking for buys. Below the high, you're most likely looking for sells. If price is starting to consolidate, I might want to draw a zone at the highest point and the lowest point. And then if price breaks my low point or my support here, am I looking for a retest? Or am I just taking the breakout trade? Same thing with the buys. Am I waiting for higher low to be formed and then take the higher high, or wait? It's all up to you. But the most important thing to do, guys, is to mark off those zones. Get good at marking off zones to understand price is bouncing, bouncing, bounce, 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 bounce from these areas, and why. And look at what happened. And when price finally broke, what happened when it broke? What happened before that? And how do you capitalize on those moves right before they happen so you can make some money? Study, study, study. Put in as much chart time as you can, guys. And that's where the money comes. The money doesn't come from thin air. The money comes from you putting in that chart time and getting really good at reading candlesticks, reading price action, sticking to your discipline, sticking to your rules. Okay. All right. So that's it. That was that for that trade, guys. The second trade that I took, again, was kind of the same situation. Wasn't dealing with any daily high or daily low, because I was it had already broken that high and low. But again, my strategies work so good, you don't need all that to be able to take a setup. You can take one at any time. Okay, 1 to 2 trades a day keeps the 9 to 5 away. All right, so here's the new platform on Hanko. Pay attention. take some notes. This is a quick tutorial on how to use the new platform, all the brand new features. And again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you let me know, or Hanko support is always around to help you as well, and to make your experience smooth and buttery. All right, but that's it. That's the end of this video. That's the end of this part of the video. Take notes, like I said, in this next part, and if you have any questions, you let your girl know. All right, appreciate you guys. Be sure to look at all the information in the description box for everything that I mentioned inside this video. And if you need anything, you guys always know how to reach me. Want to see everybody win, want to see everybody do well. Keep it simple. Keep your trading simple. Do not complicate it. Do not over exaggerate anything. If something is not working, pivot to something else. Keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused on what you're doing. Always, always, always use risk management. And just believe that the win is right around the corner. There's always another trade. There's always another opportunity. Just keep your head in the game and you'll be fine. All right, guys. As always, it's your favorite female trader, SIMPLEFX. And I'll see you guys on the flip side of this video. Peace and take notes.
This is the Hanko Trade Terminal. Everything that you would possibly need as a trader lives on one screen. So as you can see, we have two positions that are currently placed on GBP USD. You can scroll up and see your open positions right here. Since these are two separate positions on the same pair, it's grouped together, and you can go ahead and close both of them. You can take partials if it was a little bit more lot size, and you can also set three great features. So obviously you have the SL, that's to place your position. So if you want to place a stop loss on your position, you would select the position you want to place the stop loss on, and you could simply drag it, also saying exactly how much you're risking. If you want to do the TP, it's the same thing. You drag it up because this is a bullish position, and then you click Save Changes on the right. This would adjust the take profit and SL on this specific position. Let's say your position is running in profit. You actually don't want to monitor the position. You don't want to leave it towards the full SL or full TP. You could turn on this cool feature called Trailing Stop Loss. That's what TSL stands for. It stands for Trailing Stop Loss. When you turn this feature on, you have to select the distance in points away from where price is currently at. So let's imagine we set a trailing stop loss of 40 points. This is going to trail the position. So as it goes up in profit, it is going to trail the position with a 40-point trailing stop loss. So let's go ahead and find this position. You can see right here, it would be this position. So you can see our initial position, which I dragged the SL and TP, is right here. And then as for the other position, if we click off of this one, it would be this top position. We currently don't have a stop loss, but it's trailing with 40 points. So as it goes higher, the stop loss is going to trail up with your position. And as for the positions that we have open, you can see that they're running in profit a little bit. So let's imagine we want to close out our positions, both of them. Let's say we have 10 positions. You can go over here and you can click close all two trades, or you can close all of them that are in profit, because some positions might be in the negatives and you just want to close the ones that are in profit. So you select close all. This will close both of those open positions. Now we are on the pair gold. So as you can see, gold is running. I'm going to place a position just to show you guys how this looks like. So in order to select your lot size, you can either drag it, or you can just manually delete this and enter a position just like this. So let's say I want to use one lot. So I'm going to select one lot, 0, 1, and this will be placing one lot. Now, if I'm buying, I select buy on the top. If I'm selling, I will select sell on the top. And this will then allow me to select a stop loss and just drag it. I can easily drag it to see exactly how much I would be risking on this specific trade. I can also drag my take profit, right? So before I'm even in the trade, I can already set the boundaries for the specific position and then obviously enter the trade there. I can also risk a specific amount of my account. Let's say I only want to risk 0.5% of my account. If I select that, it's going to change my lot size in order with this specific stop loss that I selected to only risk 0.5%. If I want to risk 5% of my account, I'll select 5% and it'll automatically adjust to exactly how much lot size I would need to be risking 5% of my account. This is one of those features that you don't find on other platforms, and that's why I love Hanko so much. Another great feature you'll see at the top of the screen, when you select this, you can now add and switch between multiple accounts. So let's imagine you have an account for swing trading. You can now have all of your accounts open, even the demo accounts. So if you open a demo account on your Hanko platform, you'll also be able to see that here and switch over it. Let's say you already secured your profit on your live account. You just want to trade on a demo account, you can switch over very easily now without having to log in and out of your accounts. You can have multiple charts. Now, another really cool feature is, let's imagine I place a position here. So I have a position active right here with 0.15 lots. I'm going to let this run for a little bit and then I'm going to close the position. But we can go over to our analytics. So remember, I just closed a trade. So you can see the daily P&L for August. You can see right here, we can select between the year, 90 days, last 30 days, last 7 days. And so let's imagine you want to see your performance for the last 30 days at the end of the month. You can see your specific win rate that you had over the last 30 days. You can see how much you made. You can see your RR on the trades as well. So every single day you can go back and look at the trades that you took. You can see exactly how much trades were placed on that specific day. And then you can also look back at your previous performance in the previous month. So going back to the actual markets, we're currently in a position that's floating $30. Here's one of my favorite tools that has been implemented in this platform, and it is called the partial button. So right here, you'll see a pie, and there's like a little piece of the pie that's getting taken out. When you click this button, you guys can see I'm in with 15, so 0.15 lots. If I want to secure some money, so let's say the net P&L is $50, I want to take a little bit of profit off the table and leave the rest. So I can go ahead and let's imagine I want to close the majority. So I just want to close 0.1 and leave 0.05 running. So I will submit this order and then I will then still be placed in the same exact spot that my position was in. You can see we're still up $20 on this position, and we went ahead and closed some of the position. So you can see now at the top of the screen, it shows how much P&L I've already closed for the day. This is not the unrealized P&L. So we also have $23 floating on our position right now. Again, if we want to move our stop loss now that we're in take profit, we can just simply click it, go up, find our stop loss, and drag it down below our actual entry. If your position for whatever reason might have a very far away stop loss and you don't want to find it and drag it down like I just had to do, there's actually a button for this. So you can go ahead and go to the bottom right here and click break even. This will ask you move stop loss to break even. You select move SL and it will automatically place your stop loss on this position to break even. So let's take a look at how this looks right here. So I just had to reload the chart, but let me just show you guys again. If my stop loss is up here and I want to move it to break even, I could simply go down here, select break even. It'll ask me if I want to move my stop loss to break even. I select yes, and it will move my stop loss down on this position over to the break even. So you might have to reload again, but you'll see that it does automatically move your stop loss to slightly below the actual entry. So you would be losing no money on this actual trade. And let's imagine you don't want to lose no money. You also want to make a little bit. You can drag it a little bit lower. And this way you will also be making some profit when you close this trade. So this way you will also be making some profit if the trade goes against you and closes out right here. So let's imagine you don't trade USD CHF. You could search this up and click the negative sign. It'll get rid of it from the bottom, but the pairs that you want to favorite, you can have these on the bottom and easily switch between them just to monitor multiple positions at the same time, which is a really great feature. So let's go back to gold and look over some other features that we have. So let's see, gold is now pushing against us. We're actually, after analyzing it, want to actually switch our position from buys. We want to switch our position from sells into buys. So we're going to go over here, and there's actually a button down here. If you guys see this little circle, you guys can see I entered a bullish position, but then I analyze the market and say, okay, shoot, I made a mistake. It's obviously going to run down. I can again go to the bottom and click a reverse position. This will automatically change my buy. It'll close it and change it into a sell using the same exact lot size. So let's imagine you're trading NASDAQ in the morning. It's moving very fast and you don't have that much time to close the position and then enter another position, so you can easily just flip your position using that button. You can also hedge the position. So this means you're adding a position in the opposite direction of your initial trade. So if you're selling, you will add a buy. So this will pretty much add a sell against your buy. And now if it goes down, and so now you kind of have this little range where you're making money as it goes down, you're making money when it goes up. You typically would want to do this when your positions are further apart. Let's say you have a buy down here and you're expecting temporary retracement. So you enter a sell up here. As it goes down, that's hedging the position. You can close your sell while expecting buys to continue going higher and hold your buy without closing that one. So that is called hedging. You can do that by also clicking the H down there. You can see now we have two positions. And again, if you want to close those positions, you go down here, close all trades, and we will be closing both of those trades right there. Now our closed P&L for the day is plus $5. You can also choose to go into full screen. And full screen right here, you'll see that the menu, the trading menu to place trades has disappeared. You just go to the top right and you click one-click trading. So now you can select the lot size. Let's say you want to trade with 0.2 lot size. you will have your SL placement right here, take profit placement right there, and you can automatically also place a position. So let's say I just place the position like this, 4278 and then 4270. And let's place a sell position there. Our sell has been placed with one-click trading. It's also pretty clean. So if you guys would prefer to use that in full screen, you can also do that. No distractions, no fluff, just whatever you need to actually place trades. You also have this very cool feature here that is called your AI Copilot. So let's say after like a year of trading on your account, you can actually analyze your overall performance. So when you click this, it will actually analyze all of what pairs have I been most profitable on. Should I stick to this or this time? And so this AI assistant can look at the numbers in your account. This is something that brokers don't typically offer. You have to use a third-party journal to take a look at your performance. But here on Hanko, you have everything in one place. You can look over your analytics and even have an AI assistant that's going to tell you what patterns you have in your trading, what you can do to improve specific things that are causing you to lose. You also have a calculator. Let's imagine you want to calculate exactly how much you would be risking or how much lot size you should use to risk a certain percent of your account. Again, it already does that for you in here. You just select your stop loss. So let's again place a demo position. Let's imagine we're placing sells. We're going to be placing this with 0.5 lots, and we want to be risking with a stop loss up here above the high. I want to be risking 5% of my account. So when I select that, it's going to place a one lot position to exactly risk 5% of my account on this high right here. So I can enter that position. I also set a take profit, and you can see the risk to reward here is not that good right now. So as you're dragging it, the numbers will change. So let's say you want to go for at least a 1 to 2 RR on every single trade. So you just drag this until you're going for double that. So there you go. You'd be placing a 1 to 2 RR position. We now have two positions. You can select the one that is worth a little bit more and manage that one individually. Or again, once you're ready to close both of these positions, let's say it runs in profit, you just go back to the bottom right here and you select close all. That is everything that you need to know about the beta Hanko Trade platform. This is the best trading platform that I've used so far. And if you guys have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comment section and I will go over each and every single one of them.